Hi, everybody. I am really excited about this if you're watching it later. And I just want to thank Lisa and Vicki and Cindy for showing up tonight, because we are going to talk about a couple things that could make the biggest difference in our businesses. And for sure, me, I've had a little problem lately doing this thing called being consistent with my high payoff activity. So I want to do that. The other thing that I learned most recently is actually connecting with people on Facebook is high payoff activity, especially if you're following up, including if you're following up. So it's pretty exciting for this whole topic is pretty exciting. And so Vicki is going to give us a little background on something called the consistency chain. How'd you hear about it, Vicki? I'll just ask you questions. How about that?
Well, actually, I think I just came across a YouTube on it, and there's a book called The Consistency Chain, and I was interested, and then I found out that some other teams were using it. So that's how I came across it.
Okay, and then so you decided to read it. So what was your main takeaway from it?
Well, my main takeaway is that there are what they call 20 percenters and 80 percenters, and it really is just how our brains work. And I don't know, if you know about, I'm sure you do, but if you remember years ago, they had them in a room, and they told them they could have a marshmallow right now, or if they waited 15 minutes and without eating the one in front of them, they would get another marshmallow. So it was a test in delay of gratification. And the people went out of the room and left the kids with the marshmallow. Well, you know what happened? 80% of them ate the marshmallow right then, and 20% waited to get a second marshmallow. So they followed those children into their adulthood, way into their adulthood, and they could tell you, now that they can do brain scans, they can tell you who ate the marshmallow, who's the 80% and who's the 20%. And so this is just a fact of life. You're going to have 20 percenters and you're going to have 80 percenters. And they actually say in our business, it's probably 90-10. And so the consistency chain came about. It actually was something that Jerry Seinfeld used when he wrote jokes every day. But you can train yourself to delay gratification if you use a consistency chain. And when you've marked it off every day, you don't want to break that chain. But the key to those of us that are 80 percenters, it has to be easy, safe, and pleasurable for us to do it. And so if you want to, they always use exercise because it's a great example. If you want to start a consistency chain and you're not someone who likes exercise, you need to pick something that's easy, safe, and pleasurable. And
Go back up for a minute, rewind it.
Sorry, something that you can, I've had a day, something that you can train yourself. And then sometimes we've trained ourselves and we don't even know it. And in certain areas, we might be 20 percenters, but we're 80 percenters otherwise. So I just think as leaders too, it's really helpful to know that these people aren't crazy. You're getting people, myself included, where you're saying they have so much potential. They're showing up, they're doing, but yet something is amiss. And so I think it's important for us as building our teams that I thought it was great information.
Yeah, so I took notes. I couldn't write hardly fast enough, but I love that easy, safe, and pleasurable. Especially when you have people that have a job, a job. It's more palatable.
Right.
But again, the 80-20 is so interesting. And, I hope they can't tell just from a brain scan about who I am, because that's disturbing to me. But I do understand that, it's kind of like a Pavlov's dog type of a experiment. So if
It's more like how we're wired. We're wired that way. And for the people that are 20%ers, they think, why would you not wait for that second marshmallow? Why would you eat it? And, it's natural for them. And for the 80%, it's natural to go, I would just eat this now. Why would I wait?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. I watched Mandy and Lucas did it with candy with Logan, and he actually was able to wait. But I couldn't believe he could. And so when they talk about him being busy and being impulsive, I'm like, well, he waited for the candy. You know what I mean? So I think you don't have him totally correct. But anyway, this is really, really good, Vicki. So I know that you did your own consistency chain after you read the book. So tell us about that experience, what you did in that experience.
Well, what I did was I said, I have to do 3 reach outs every day except Sunday. Actually, when I first did it, I kept Sunday on there. And 2 of the reach outs could be a text or a messenger, but 1 had to be a phone call. And for me, that was small enough that I was able to keep the chain. Excuse me. So you have to decide. If I made it too big, it didn't work. I need a drink.
Do you have any water? Here, you can have some of mine. Oh, good. So how did it go for you? Your chain, once you get your drink?
Oh my goodness. Well, I found that I didn't want to break it. It would be 7:30 at night and I had worked all day. And of course the 2 texts were fairly easy, but I would say, okay, Vicki, you need to do that, because if you don't, you're going to break the chain.
Okay. So, and how did it go in the end? Did you
Well,
go?
I did it for about a month, and then a lot of life happened and I broke it. And I've since started the chain again and broke it and started it again. So I'm back on track.
And did you keep the parameters the same?
No, the second time I said I tried to go big and say I need to make 5 phone calls a day, and that didn't work for me. Because when I work all day and I have meetings and I get home at 6 or so, I wasn't fitting the 5 phone calls in, and it just wasn't easy, safe, and pleasurable.
Okay, so what are you doing now? Are you doing one right now?
I'm back to the 3 reach outs, and 1 has to be a phone call.
6 days a week.
Yes.
So what kind of results would you say that you got the first time you did it for 30 days?
I got some results. I think I have I had a new shredder, and that was my result. But I was building confidence and building that muscle. And what I found was, especially on the days when I wasn't working, I did more than the 3 reach outs. That was the minimum for me. So, and I find once I make a call, it goes easier. I feel like making more. It's kind of like when you get yourself to the gym. Getting yourself there's the hardest part for some people.
Yep. Yep. For
So
sure.
it doesn't mean that you can't do more. It's just to build that muscle, it needs to be easy, safe, and pleasurable.
Okay. So you're already doing a consistency chain. So I'd like to collaborate the 4 of us on what you each individually would think was easy, safe, and pleasurable for you if you want to. But I also want to offer up that we have a 30-day Facebook challenge where you can, if you wanted that to be your easy, safe, and pleasurable consistency chain, like the one thing you weren't going to break, then you could post every day. Now, it doesn't just mean that you're going to post. If you do it, it's a challenge. So you want to pay attention to who's answering you. And you want to maybe base your reach outs or follow-ups on who is commenting and liking your posts. But it just gets you paying attention. The other thing it could get you to do is to create a group, not a literal group, but you can go into on your computer on Facebook and create a list of people. That's the right terminology. If you go into settings, it'll give you, and you can create a list of friends, a list of whatever. You could create a special list of just the people responding to you so that you're looking at their posts first every day. So that's just one thing you could do that would be simple that you could do every day for 30 days. And it's already planned out. The social media challenge is already planned out. Vicki's idea is excellent as well, because and you could marry the 2 if you wanted to, but you don't have to. So talk to me about what you're thinking, Lisa, about all of this. Consistency, is it something you want to do? And have you already thought about a 30 days, something that you want to do?
Oh, no, I think this is good because I live on routines, and if I can build a routine, it's great. But that first, those first couple of weeks, and if I could be consistent, and I thrive on I don't know, it's sort of like testing myself. Like, okay, well, you can't do this until, and so something like this would get in my head, and I think it would work for me.
All right.
And
So
I would like it for Facebook because Facebook hasn't been something I haven't been on Facebook too much. That's all I'm going to say about that.
well, it's like a slippery slope for me, because I want to get on there and post things, but sometimes I want to post things that I really don't want to post, if you know what I mean. And so I just don't put anything on there, or I put kid pictures or something. But I am feeling I'm feeling really committed to doing, not feeling, I'm thinking I'm going to be committed to the social media challenge and doing what I just told you. I'd like to add reach outs to mine too, but I think I better start with one thing. So do you want to do the social media challenge? And you think you're ready to do that?
Actually, I do.
Okay.
We're coming out of summer, and I just feel like I'm gonna be home,
Okay.
and I think it's I think now's the time.
Okay, so I can send you, it's fixed now, Cindy. I can send you the challenge and it'll come, one post will come every day and you can just copy and paste it into your, now, it's not just a simple copy and paste. You are gonna have to think about some things. And I noticed today, the one, I'm like on day 12, but I haven't used any of them. I'm just getting them. I noticed today that I think it's day 12, it might be day 17. The poster or the picture that comes with the text, there's it's, that word is spelled wrong and that bothers me really bad. So just watch everything. You may
I
have
will.
to do something. All right, so I'm putting you on my list. See, I have this list of people and I'm putting you on my list for the social media consistency chain challenge. When are you going to start? Do you think?
Well, I think tomorrow would be good.
Okay, me too. I'm going to start tomorrow too. All right. And then what about you, Cindy? What are you thinking?
I'm gonna restart the Facebook challenge.
Okay.
I have not really embraced Facebook. I see a lot of people do a lot of amazing posts on it, and I can see how it could be a powerful tool, but I'm not really that comfortable sharing as many things as this challenge is asking to do. But that's not necessarily bad because it will help find the people who are engaged and build that interaction that is so important to creating those relationships.
So you're going to build your social media Facebook muscle and your consistency muscle at the same time.
Yes.
Now, I do want to tell you girls, if you're on Twitter or you're on, I guess you could do it on TikTok too, to music, or on Instagram. Instagram and Facebook are easy to you could do them in several places. I mean, if you're doing it in one place, you could do it in another, right? Are you guys on Instagram?
I am.
I evidently am, but
Well, it's
once 6 years ago.
it's not, well, you still have an account. I mean, I'm not telling you what you have to do. I want it to be fun for you. And like I said, with Facebook, do you guys know what I'm talking about? Making a list. Do you want me to show you that real quick?
Mhm.
Okay, let me go on Facebook and show you that. Okay, not project broadcast. New window. So when you go to, let's see, home. No, is that right? No, when you go here. No, that's not right. When you go here and you look down here, so I'm on my computer and it says friends, groups, marketplace, watch. If you click see more and you go down, 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 down. I thought it was at the top, but gosh, where's it at? I promise I didn't lie. Let's do friends. Well, for Pete's sakes and heaven above, where is it?
Is it the custom lists at the bottom?
Oh, thank you. So you can make, it looks different now. So you can make a custom list right here, create a list, and you can call it anything you want. You can call it your consistency chain people. And what happens is when you click on it, what in the world? It looks so different. It should pull those people up first. Yes, it does. So no, it doesn't. I want to see them first. And it doesn't do, it's not doing that. Gosh. Friends, let's try this again. They change, every 2 minutes they change something. Friends. Let's see. Custom lists. It should say see first somewhere, maybe. Oh my gosh, you guys.
Is it specific to the list? Like, do you have to right click on the list maybe to get another set of choices?
I'm doing that right now. You didn't used to have to do this. It came up.
Mhm.
See, they're all here. And where, oh, wait a minute. Edit, add or remove. But I want to see them. It would give you all those posts first. So I don't know what is going on because it made it really easy to. All right, I don't know. I don't know, girls. Friends, friend custom lists. Select custom list to name to view friends in the list. But what about their posts? How do I view their posts? Edit name list, add, remove, da, da, da. What's this say? Nothing. I don't know, girls. I know there's a way though, because I would really like to look at these posts first. All right, I have to figure that out. One more thing to do on my list. All right, so that's the one thing. So you both are going to do the social media challenge for your 30-day consistency training. We lost Vicki. Okay, and then the second thing I wanted to teach you all. Hi, Ed. I think he's early for the call at 7:30. The second thing I wanted to teach you is something that I learned from an Eric Worre class I'm taking. And I'm just going to plant the seed, and we'll be getting together every Monday night at 6:30. Hi, Ed. And hi, Ed. We're still working on another call right now. We start our detox call in 30 minutes. Well, at 7:30.
Okay.
No
Thank you.
worries. No worries. So anyway, this woman is a 7-figure-a-year earner. And she said every month she makes a list of 10 people that she wants to share her product with. I don't know what company she works with. And so she makes up sample bags for 10 people. And she makes sure those 10 sample bags get out every month. And then with an expectation that she's going to get 4 customers from those 10 and 2 partners. So she does really good follow-up. I personally love the idea, excuse me. And I think I would do it with Complete. I don't know if I'd do it with the gummies because I don't know about you girls, but my gummy samples don't last very long. Have you tried yours? Mine get hard. What are you smiling about, Cindy? It's not makes me happy because people eat them and they don't like them. And I'm like,
Yeah, they sticky sometimes, or they get hard really fast. I was kind of surprised my last box that I got.
so what I would put in my sample bags, because I haven't done it quite like this before, I would put 1 chocolate, 1 vanilla, and a recipe for each. And then I would put the brochure about whole food nutrition in there. And I would use Eric Worre's first. I wouldn't give it to him if I couldn't follow up. If I gave you some samples, would you try them? And would you, and then I would accompany it with a video about Juice Plus. And then I would follow up And I would keep following up, like inviting all month to the Monday night calls that we have available. In September, we have 2 calls for moms and 2 calls for teachers. And then we have our wins and wows on the, now next Monday is whatever it is, Labor Day. So we won't have a class next, an Armor Up class, nor will we have a call next Monday. So I'm gonna have to stay on top of everybody, but then we have 3 in the month of Monday. So we keep up with our consistency chain. But it's just another idea of following up. So maybe if you wanted to, you can marry it to your reach outs after people contact you back about on your social media posts. So like one thing leads to another thing leads to another, but it's not like you have to do everything and make a commitment 30 days to everything. The commitment is for the 3 of us anyway, because Vicki's got her own, but the commitment for the 3 of us, I'm gonna stop her.